So,
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting always. These, it's something that occurs to me when I'm doing my studies and then try to understand these concepts and these narratives that these nationalists try to push and spread. Um, Islam operates above ethnicities and races.
true.
So it's a kind of concept where ethnic or race diversity is celebrated.
Yes.
So where you are encouraged to embrace and accept and live with others,
True.
When you bring it down to ethnicities, of course, you are challenging in a way religion or the principle of Islam.
It is
Yeah,
actually.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I look at the studies, and I'm not going to name the person, but we just spoke of him earlier, and he mentioned that there is this strong campaign that Afghans, where they are trying to associate Afghans with Islam, with Mahmoud Ghaznavi, and we need to try to reduce this identity of a Muslim Afghan to an ethnic Afghan, So
I see. Yeah, I mean, with the thing with national identity is that it's a very interesting. I don't want to sound too left wing here, but of course it's a social construct, because all nation states are artificial. Afghanistan is an artificial state. Pakistan is an artificial state. But in anthropology, there's the principle in that when identifying certain ethnic groups, there needs to be self-identification, and there needs to be other sort of neighboring tribes or ethnicities also concurring with that. So in the case of Pashtuns or but ethnic Afghans or Pashtuns, there was we are Pashtun, we are Afghan, and other people recognize as such. When it comes to nations, though, especially, I think with Pakistan, this is very fascinating. I think that the presence of India as a ever-looming threat on Pakistan really accelerated the process of building a national sort of narrative. And the parallel that I would draw is Israel. Because Israel, we think of Israel as a land where European Jews migrated to, colonized, kicked out the Palestinians, and that's all. But actually, I mean, whilst parts of it are, of course, true, all of the Jews of Israel are not a monolith. There are Jews, many Jews, hundreds of thousands of whom came from Mizrahi.
Yeah.
You had Sephardi from the Mediterranean basin, and you have the Ashkenazi of northern and eastern Europe. The fact that these all they still have their tensions, and the Ashkenazi, we could say, are the more predominant in society. The presence of the Arab threat, the Muslim threat, really bound them together. And I think there's the parallel with Pakistan and India in that.
Well, that's an interesting parallel.
I mean, funnily enough, Pakistan gained its independence, 3 months after Israel did? No, sorry, 1 year before. But roughly, they're the same.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you must have read and you're aware of the fact that the creation of Pakistan was totally on the religious lines.
Yeah.
True. So, just like Israel.
Exactly. I mean, there were Muslims who thought that as a follower of Islam, it's difficult to live your religion in dignity in India, where majoritarian Hindus would challenge you. And what we see today in India, it actually proves the point.
Yes.
And so, I mean, Pakistan becoming a nation or achieving that in a short span of 78 years' time, which is nothing when you talk about state nation building, So yes,
as someone with a nation of 5,000 years,
yeah,
I agree with you.
Yes.
And I mean, we are talking about this 5,000 years. This is something many mainstream politicians talk about.
Yes.
I think the first time I heard it was Dr. Najib saying it.
Yeah.
And then I heard politicians in Pakistan, nationalists, just kind of repeating, echoing the same thing. And when you ask them, well, fine, I'm really happy to be that, but what exactly is beyond 1,000 or 1,500 years? What is that? Well, find out. We don't know. What is that?
I was actually, I remember I was speaking to Dr. Najib Fans here, and in one of his speeches, Dr. Najib said in Farsi that something along the lines of the Afghan nation gave a jaw or a teeth-breaking response to Alexander of Macedon.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was like, okay, fine. That's a juicy claim.
You do know that saying these things will get you in a lot of trouble now. You do.
Of course. But so I was like, okay, 5,000 years. Where were we? And someone said, oh, Herodotus mentioned Pactians and Pactia, so just join us. Just join us in there, We're all from we're all Pactiawal. I was just like, that's not a good enough response, but okay, if it works for you, it works for you,
Yeah.
I mean, one wonders that we do not have to believe in an ethnic identity which was not there. I mean, it's not something logical that you should do.
Exactly.
Because it's always people would come and tear you apart. Where do you stand then? Because you cannot prove what you are claiming to be. So why not start from some point where you know that, yes, you were there, right? Start from there. What do you lose from that?
Yeah,